If you're setting up your email marketing with MailerLite, there's just a few things you have to have in place first. And there are a couple of things that can catch people out. So I'm going to walk you through those things so that you don't get stuck. So the first one that can catch people out is if they don't have a website yet. So if that's you, you might be wondering, can I set up my email marketing? So my very strong recommendation to you would be buy a domain name. So that's a website address, something like yourbusinessname.com, and then set up a matching email address through the domain provider, whoever you buy the website address from. And the reason I'm saying it's important to have a proper business email is that it means you'll be set up properly from the start. So even if you don't have a website, that's my recommendation. And it will help prevent your emails from landing in spam. It means people are more likely to actually open the emails that you send as part of your email marketing if you have that in place. So I don't recommend setting up your email marketing, your MailerLite, using a free Gmail or a Yahoo account, because it doesn't look professional. And like I said, your emails could land in spam. So those are my tips. And the reason I'm creating this video, there's actually a lot of confusing or incomplete advice out there about email marketing. So I want to help you have all of this set up properly from the start. And then just an important notice, this video is for your personal use. So I'm asking you, please don't reproduce it or create your own course based on this, because everything I'm teaching is based on my work with my clients, and it means a lot to me and my business that you just respect that. So with all that being said, let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're obviously going to go to MailerLite and we're going to click sign up. And as you can see, they are giving us or offering us a 14-day trial of their premium features. You do not need the premium features, so you can absolutely experiment with the premium features, but you don't need them. MailerLite's free plan at the time of recording, 2026. It's free for up to 500 subscribers. And what I would say to you is, like, one of the main disadvantages of having a free plan is that when you send your marketing emails, you'll just have a little MailerLite logo at the bottom of your emails, and I really wouldn't worry about that too much. So we're going to start setting this up. So you're going to put in your company or organization name. So that could be the same as your own name, which it is in this case. Now, so when you sign up, make sure that whatever email address you use to sign up, that you have access to it, because MailerLite are going to check that it's your email address. Please create your password and make a note of it. And I save the email addresses. It makes it much easier. Now, MailerLite are doing some checks because they want to make sure they are doing their market research. So some of these questions are not actually for your benefit, all right? So if you're starting out, you're going to have less than 500 email subscribers, which means you can sign up for their free plan. Which marketing tool are you moving from? So you might already have an email list and you might be moving to MailerLite because it's less expensive, or because you've heard in a business group that it's easier for people starting out. Both of those are true, by the way, in a lot of cases. But in this case, I'm just going to say I'm starting fresh. I'm going to hit continue. Now, this is for MailerLite's marketing research. So I'm just going to pick anything. I wouldn't worry about it too much. So this is very important because of legislation. Basically, you have to have an address on your account that people can write to. And if you have a website, you might be surprised to know that you should have a privacy policy, and on your privacy policy, your address is displayed. So if you are a sole trader and you're sort of saying to yourself, "Do you know, I feel a bit uncomfortable about my address going out publicly," it's actually a legal requirement. Now, some people, they get a PO box or whatever, but just so you know, you are supposed to have your address on your emails and on your website privacy policy. I'm obviously going to pause this while I fill in this confidential information, and then I'll share my screen again. Okay, so next steps. And again, don't worry too much about these questions. So I'm just going to say, send my first email. You'll still be able to do the other things listed, so don't worry about it. Now, so this is them saying, do you want to join our email list? So I'm going to say no, thanks. And then we need to go to our inbox, find an email that's come in from MailerLite, and click verify. So again, I'm going to pause this while I do that. So you will get an email to whatever email address you signed up with, asking you to verify your email address, and then you'll most likely get a code. You'll pop that into MailerLite. It'll make you log back in, and then you'll be presented with this screen. And as you can see, they've automatically signed me up for an advanced trial, and they're telling me I've 2 weeks left. I'm not going to be using the premium features on this account. Now, they are giving you steps to do, and I think it's a bit of a funny order, so that's actually not the order I'm going to complete these steps in. The first thing I'm going to do is actually go to account settings, and then we are going to pop in this information. So your website URL is your website address. If you don't have a website but you've set up the domain based email, so hello at yourwebsite.com, if you've set that up, which I do recommend. What you could do for your website is pop in the link to your LinkedIn, maybe, because they just want to verify that you're a business. Now, very important, make sure that your time zone is correct, because that will matter later on when you are sending your marketing emails, because if you want to schedule them to go out, you want to make sure they go out at the right time. So what I suggest is just find a city that's in the same time zone as you, okay? Just to make sure we're 100%. Now, this is what I was talking about. At the moment, I can turn off that the MailerLite branding appears at the bottom of the email form and landing page. But that's only because of the 14-day trial of the premium features. So if you are just starting out and you've less than 500 subscribers, you probably have no subscribers if you're starting out. No one has signed up and said, yes, I want to get an email from you regularly. So on that free plan, you won't be able to turn it off. So I'm just going to leave it, and then I'm going to say save changes. And I want to show you, this is where people get stuck. Now, that's funny. So let's correct this then. So when you make a change, just hit save changes. because it means you don't lose anything. Now, what I want to show you, this is very important and most people miss it. When you go to domains, it'll say needs authentication. And that means that if we don't fix this, it would cause a lot of issues later on when you are wanting your email marketing to go out. And most people miss this. If they're just setting this up themselves, they don't even know it's a thing, and they miss this completely, and then it can affect the delivery of their emails. So then you are actually going to need to verify that you own the domain name, the website address uh, that you are setting up the email for, because obviously otherwise someone else could set it up. And this is the bit that people miss, and it's very important. So if you click on check status, it will actually give you the steps. And what I suggest for most people, do not touch this yourself. You're going to have to add, they're called records, to email your email hosting or your website hosting. So what I would say is get on to whoever you bought your domain email from. So your you at your website.com address from, or get onto your website designer, or get onto your website hosting company if you have a website, and let them look after this. So that is my very strong recommendation to you. And then you'll be able to follow on with all the other steps. And in the meantime, I highly recommend, if you have a logo already, just have it to hand and have your brand colours to hand. It's going to be very helpful later on. And if you don't have a logo yet, don't worry about it. It's optional. And if you don't have brand colours yet, again, it's optional. But you could always just pick some colours and pick a logo to use, and you can always swap them later anyway. But it's just nice to have your account set up professionally. And you'll feel really proud when you see your branding on your emails.